I went to Super Nintendo World in hopes of doing everything I possibly could, but I couldn't do it alone. So I brought Jaiden along. Yeah. After arriving at Universal Studios bright and early, I made sure to stop by Harry Potter World to shake my head disapprovingly before wasting a total of $240 on character power bands since they double as amiibo and I have a crippling addiction. After eventually entering the warp pipe, I was greeted to a not so crowded Super Nintendo World, but trust me, it'll get worse. First things first, we made a reservation at the Toadstool Cafe. Sure, last time I went with friends, it nearly killed me, but hey, I believe in second chances. We showed up at Park Open and the cafe was nearly booked up for the entire day. So be sure to do this first if you ever happen to come here on your own. And I know I normally just play video games, but I really enjoy documenting random travels of mine. So if you'd like to see some of my Japan trip later this year, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment telling me what you want to see, and hey, let me know where you want to see me go next. Anyways, the main attraction of this park is Mario Kart trademark Bowser's Challenge. It's essentially the only ride here since the Yoshi Go-Round is exclusive to Japan and Piranha Park, and as you probably know, waiting in lines at a theme park is an expected horror. But this ride makes waiting fun, or as fun as it can be. Every part of the line is immaculately designed and decorated with various themes ranging from Mario Kart to Yoshi to Bowser, and sometimes even get a glance at the entire park that is rapidly growing exponentially more crowded. Just being able to point and smile at various objects in the line somehow makes it feel less like waiting and more like walking through a museum. And despite all of the cool exhibits and references, my favorite part has to be this framed render of Bowser hanging up on the wall that they've used for everything. And hey Peach, I see you there. You're not safe either. Whatever, here's Bowser's ass. So before the ride starts, Lego 2 Prepsy with a tutorial for how Mario Kart is karted, and hey look, me costumes. Sure. Essentially, this is an augmented reality game where you wear an awkwardly large headset and attempt to murder Bowser and his children. Even though they have a lot of new and original art showcased throughout this ride, I'm sorry, but I can't help but to notice signs like this one, and it's like, oh hey look, that's from Mario Party 10, Mario Party 8, and all of this is from 3D World for some reason. I don't go outside much. Again, the rest of the line is like a beautiful gallery through Bowser's arsenal, and as we got closer, we got more and more excited to get use out of my $40 amiibo. It's a bit hard to show you how this ride works since it's all in the headset visor, but damn it, I tried. And looked pretty stupid while doing it. One thing I did not get to appreciate until I went back and looked at this footage is how much of this ride was actually not augmented and just genuinely phenomenal set design. From seasides to haunted mansions to Rainbow Road, the ride is beautiful. But hey, we had fun. Perhaps maybe one of us more than the other. At some point in your life, you really have to ask if even the seventh circle of hell exits into a gift shop, because that's where my expectations are now. This fun little store was filled with exactly what you'd expect a Mario gift shop to have, but then hey, look at this. What do you think this is? Any guesses? Did you guess a popcorn basket? Like, how? Where? The last time I came here, I got a few exclusive statues, but apparently they've been sold out for a while. So, more on him later, because the park is nearly reaching capacity and is still another 4 more hours before a reservation. So Jaiden and I decided to tackle the plot. That's right. Apparently, there's a story mode to Super Nintendo World. The mobile app connects to your power band and tells you the story of how Bowser Jr. stole the sacred golden mushroom, locked it away, and gave away the keys to random enemies you'd probably meet in the first world. So you have to collect the keys, spend $40, and save the day. Starting with this pitiful bastard with the blankest stare you've ever seen. Yeah, this is a boss battle. To get a key, you have to wait in line for like 30 to 45 minutes, and then time this POW block chain reaction and kill the Koopa in broad daylight. Even though it was a children's minigame definitely designed for children, I was unreasonably nervous of messing up in front of a whole line of people. But luckily, since my frontal lobe is fully developed, I got my first key. This is not gonna be a hard series of challenges as this is a theme park, but goddamn is it humbling to share this experience alongside every child in the park. Oh well. I have no shame, and it's time for Piranha Plant's Nap Mishap. Which I'd like to say, this is by far the best animatronic in the park, because the others look like this. And it's attached to the most boring game of whack-a-mole that only serves the purpose of reminding me that I am upsettingly out of shape by getting winded over 30 seconds of light exercise. But hey, 2 keys down, 1 to go. Despite there being 4 keys total, yeah, I don't really know. Oh. Remember the mobile app? Apparently this park has achievements. Some of them range from simply riding Mario Kart once, and then another for riding Mario Kart twice. But then some of them are more specific, like visit Super Nintendo World between March 1st and May 31st. Sure. Every now and then you'll find like a hidden Mario on the wall, and boom, you get an achievement. They ultimately mean nothing, but help pass the time while counting down for Chef Toad to commit culinary murder in a couple hours. It just goes like this. Hey, dumbass, find the pigment. Okay. Hey, look at this. Wow. Enjoy the sticker, asshole. So that was pretty much what the next hour of my life looked like. But I forgot that when I finished dealing with the plant, it was time to wait another long line and crank off the Goomba till I could have probably worded that a little better. One casual felony later, and we were ready to tackle Bowser Jr Showdown, which is weird because it's one of the cooler attractions in the park, but it's completely gate-kept by 3 individually long lines. However, the atmosphere in this dungeon is unlike anything else in the park. Not only is it gorgeous, but it's complemented by tons and tons of unique sculptures and original paintings of Bowser Jr. Yet for some reason that render of Bowser is still here. We made it to the front of the line pretty quickly here, and I had no idea what to expect, since it felt like it was tucked away in the corner of the park, and I've never even heard anyone talk about this ride. But they played a little animation to give you the instructions for it, and it's just so cute and unique and stylized, and it's like, why is this here? And then yet another difficult game to capture for you, because every time I tried, I failed. This was the best I could do, so I'm sorry, but it was fun. It felt like an Xbox Kinect game more than anything, but it was fun. You just had your shadow plaster on the wall and you had to smack away the bombs and just grab the power-ups. It was fun. Definitely one of the standouts of Super Nintendo World, and then since we had time, Jaiden and I just decided to grab the 4th key from Thwomp. You always gather keys by tapping your $40 bracelet against the keys upon winning, but we realized that if you just slam your wrist into the key 3 times, the attendants think you're stupid and don't understand how it works, but it gives you all 3 keys anyway, so hey, it's time for round 2 of Bowser Jr. Yeah, believe it or not, it's that easy. And then Jaiden decided to rest for an hour, so I just walked around on my own, farmed achievements, and explored the park. Like, look at this. I kept staring at it, and do you think you could climb it? And if so, what's your path? I know it's just a fleeting intrusive thought, but I feel like I could do it. But it's the little details that really make this place shine, you know? From these boring line-pulled knob things to these that are meant for Peach. Like, look at this! The wet floor signs are bananas from Mario Kart! That's so fun and adorable! The custom hedges, the hidden Pikmin, the nautical-themed bathroom that I didn't record in on behalf of it being, you know, a federal crime. But here's the picture anyways. This park also has meet and greets with Peach on her own and then Mario and Luigi as a pair. I waited in line last time for it, and it didn't really feel like it was worth doing twice. But at long last, it was finally time for us to enter Chef Toad's Diner from Hell. Despite waiting all day, all they really did to check that we had a reservation was for me to show the confirmation text that looked like this. So hypothetically speaking, if you just copied this text and sent it to yourself with a few tweaked numbers, I think it'd work. Hypothetically, of course. But like everything else in the park, the atmosphere in this place is unrivaled. The menu is decently sized, but everything includes mushrooms because Mario. I'm a big mushrooms fan and all, but like, I don't want them shoved into spaghetti, you know? And for some reason, they refuse any modifications on any of their items unless you lie about having a fatal allergy towards mushrooms, which I did, and it felt morally okay to do. Even though I was getting the Fire Flower Spaghetti, they had a new item on the menu hysterically titled Bowser's Meatball Challenge. How could I say no? Then Jaiden got a Superstar Lemonade, mushroom soup, and a Mario Beyond Burger with some garlic knots to share. We sat down and just took in the vibes, which was fun for a couple minutes. And look, I had an awful time when I came here a couple months ago, and I was really hoping that things would be better this time around, but we sat here and waited 30 minutes before realizing I haven't gotten my food. And another 25 minutes passed until I gained the confidence to ask a random server about my missing food, only for it to be delivered 15 minutes later, over an hour from when we initially ordered it. But hey, at least we got it, you know? The spaghetti, the burger, the soup, the knots, and a front row row tickets to Bowser's Giant Balls Challenge. That's what it's called, right? If you look closely at Jaiden's burger, you'll realize that this frozen Kraft single is fresh from the freezer. And luckily, my spaghetti was pretty decent if your standard is a high school cafeteria, but like sometimes that hits, right? It also had a weird fire flower cookie thing that was also edible, and that's all I can really say about it. Jaiden thought her soup was okay. The fries were probably the best thing on her side, and our shared garlic knots were probably the best thing on the menu in my opinion, and it was like a 6 out of 10. So now, all that's left to attempt is Bowser's Giant Meatball Challenge, and little did I know that the challenge was, can you eat a pound of raw meat? It also came with a Bowser head pastry that was cold, the sauce was cold, and yeah, the meatball was also cold, and just raw. Yep. Toadstool Cafe, everyone, where the motto is good luck. Ultimately, a pretty bad experience, but an experience nonetheless. All in all, Nintendo World as a whole is a lot of fun. It's a nostalgic culmination of my childhood, just dreaming for something like this to become a reality, even if some of it is a nightmare. I think this park is best described as an angel and a devil sitting on your shoulder. One telling you to buy the power band, get the keys, meet the characters, have a good time. And for some reason, the devil wants you to get salmonella.